2. Hi, everybody, and welcome into the Cougar Cage as we get ready for women's college basketball in the Western States Conference South in the 3C2A, the Bakersfield College Renegades and the College of the Canyons Cougars. I'm Matt Robinson, glad to have you along with us as always here on the Cougar Sports Network. Well, it's an interesting matchup going into today for COC. The Cougars coming off of a tough loss on the road against LA Valley College. A little heartbreak in overtime, lost 70-69 to the Monarchs, and find themselves right now in third in the Western States Conference South standings due to the loss at 7-2. A full game behind LA Valley, just a half a game behind Glendale. Part of that because of Santa Monica deciding to close up shop for the season. It's kind of changed everything in terms of the standings, so we got to wait for some other games to get filled through. Cougars trying to bounce back, though, and get back on a little bit of a run. They were on a 5-game winning streak before that loss to LA Valley College, and now come in trying to break a 1-game losing streak. Taking on a Bakersfield team that's lost 7 in a row on the floor. They did snap that with a forfeit win over Santa Monica, which was on the schedule before this week's game. But a 7-game losing streak on the floor for Paula Dahl's squad, and they've just kind of struggled through the latter part of the year. Have not been scoring much, including last time out against COC back on January 7th. Bakersfield just 37 points in the loss against COC, a 68-37 victory for the Cougars, as COC has played some, as we said, some of their better basketball despite coming in off that loss against LA Valley. We'll have the starting lineups, the opening tip when we come back here on the Cougar Sports Network. Stay with us. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments, time with friends, lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's, be a sub above.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do, and the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
Hi, everybody, and welcome back into the Cougar Cage. Matt Robinson here with you as we get ready for COC and Bakersfield here on a Wednesday night in the Western States Conference South matchup from the Cougar Cage. Starting five for each side. For Bakersfield, Laura Arcega going to get the start at one of the guard spots. Nice is Scott starting at the 2 guard. Elise Enriquez, a 3rd guard. And Tori Robertson, who I believe is a split forward guard, and then Jenna Billington, the final guard on the floor, final player on the floor for Bakersfield. On the other side for COC, it's a traditional starting lineup for the Cougars this season. Monique Fables getting the start at guard, the sophomore, who had such a wonderful year last year and has continued that year again this year. Then April Towson back in the lineup, sophomore guard who transferred in out of Tempe. Natalie Satamian, the sophomore shooting guard in the 3 spot. Then up front, you've got Hannah Tolentino, kind of a combo guard, kind of play out on the wing as a power forward a little bit. And then Lulu Saloom, who kind of just does it all. Saloom is having another tremendous season for COC. You look, she leads the state in defensive rebounds and rebounds per game, 2nd in the state in total rebounds with 333 and 733 in her career. She's almost a 10 rebound per game player. She's actually a bit over that in her career. You look, 704 points, 733 rebounds this year, averaging 13 points and 16 boards. Had 27 the other night against LA Valley College. She's just ever so close to breaking the single game record for COC, which was 30, set back about 10 years ago. As we're just about ready to get underway, it'll be COC and Bakersfield here from the Cougar Cage. Renegades in their red uniforms with white striping along the shoulders and the bottom of the pants. For College of the Canyons, all white from top to bottom with a little bit of blue on the shoulders. As it'll be Saloom and Robertson to jump. The Cougars will control the opening tip as Towson picks it up and gets it to Satamian. The Cougars go right to work on the offensive side of the floor. Imagine the Cougars get it inside as much as they can to Saloom here early on. Try and get her established and open up the 3 ball late as That was kind of what the Cougars have done well as of late. Satamian misses on a chance. Townsend will step into a three and knocks it down, so a 3-0 lead for COC. That's Townsend, a good opening shot for the Cougars. After the initial miss from Satamian. Here's Bakersfield the ball for the first time today. So working around to the near side. Jenna Billington will try and play it down low. They were able to get it inside, but a miss by Isis Scott and a rebound by Lulu Saloom. An outlet to Satamian, who will work up the floor for COC. Satamian into the front court, dribbled into the top of the key, kicked it back to Townsend, who works to her right, and she'll spin back for control for College of the Canyons. Here's Fables now. She'll work to that far side. Satamian three, too much on it. Picked up by Tolentino after the rebound from Fables. A three-pointer from Townsend doesn't fall, as it missed it all, and it'll be Renegade basketball off the miss. So here's Bakersfield back to work on the offensive side. A three-pointer from straight away by Enriquez doesn't go. Cougars will get the board and work back the other way as Townsend will bring it up the floor. So a 3-0 start for COC. Cougars work for another shot. An offensive foul going to be called against Satamian. Her first foul as she drove into the painted area, and able to keep the feet planted was the Renegades' defense, and draws the offensive foul. So Billington will bring it back up the floor for Bakersfield. They go back to work on the offensive side, trailing 3-0. Arcega dribbles into the paint, kicks it back out. They work it around to Bennington on the far side, or Billington, excuse me, on the far side. She'll get it to Scott. Tried to drive, kicked it over. Robertson, a jumper from about 10 feet, no good. Fables inside position, an easy board, will dribble herself out of some trouble. 3-0, the only shot so far that's fallen is Townsend. Each team with a few opportunities. Nobody shooting particularly well to start. Bakersfield 0 for 3, the Cougars 1 for 4. Make it 2 for 5 as Fables from 15 knocks it down. Beautiful shot from Fables over the top of a defender. She has her first bucket of the day, and the Cougars have a 5-0 run to open up. Renegades working on the offensive side of the floor. Tolentino tried for the steal, missed. A shot from Arcega on a pull-up jumper doesn't fall. Saloom able to get the rebound. Townsend will bring it into the front court. She'll dribble on to the near side. It's the Cougar defense and defensive rebounding doing a good job here early on. Saloom will get her first look missed. Able to rip a rebound away from Billington. Got it back to Townsend, who steps into a three. Too strong off the heel of the rim. Tolentino able to come away with the rebound, though. And the Cougars will get another reset here. So already a 5-0 lead. The Cougars with a couple of offensive rebounds. One just outworked from Saloom. The other actually really outworked from Tolentino when we think about it as well. Satamian stops and pops and knocks it down. Good shot at Satamian. Knocks it down. A 7-0 run for COC. A timeout on the floor by Paula Dahl. A 30-second timeout will give us a second to remind you to save the date. March 3rd or March 29th, 4:30 p.m. Santa Clara Performing Arts Center. Come check out the Athletics Hall of Fame ceremony, the class of 2023. You can see them on the screen there. Harlan Perlman, Chris Lowe, the 1996 state championship baseball team, the 697 state runners-up women's basketball team, and the 2007 state finalist women's volleyball team. All will be in attendance getting their awards. Take a snapshot of that QR code on your screen or head to cocathletics.com for more information. Hall of Fame should be a pretty fun time. A new format this year, going to be a little bit more like the ESPYs and get a chance to honor our former athletes and induct them into the Hall of Fame. Maybe some of these athletes on the floor for COC will get there one day. As we go back to work, a 7-0 run for College of the Canyons. Townsend, Fables, and Satamian all with buckets here early on. Is falling down to the floor with Chacon fresh into the game. She tries to get out of some trouble. Ball still loose on the floor. Jump ball tie-up. Bakersfield arrows. The Renegades will stay with the ball. So just about 4 minutes into this first quarter, COC a 7-0 run to open up. 10 seconds to shoot for Bakersfield off the inbound plays. They'll work around to the perimeter. A three-pointer from the near wing, no good from Enriquez. A tip rebound by Scott. And the Renegades will go back to work on the offensive side. Chacon on the near side. A foul away from the ball. No, not a foul away from the ball. A reset didn't go. So we'll stop and start again with Bakersfield still controlling the ball. Here's Robertson trying to back down Saloom. Puts a shot over the top of her, banks it off the glass and good. First bucket of the day for Bakersfield. Breaks a 7-0 run. Here's Satamian, kicks, Fables, wing three, short. Satamian, the offensive rip. The Cougars back to work once again on a reset. Satamian to her left, now back to her right, kicks it Tolentino, back to Satamian up top, who will drive, stops at the foul line, finds Tolentino, up top Townsend, she'll put it on the floor, but she's gonna be called for a travel. Took 2 steps before she put the ball down, and a turnover on College of the Canyons. Second turnover of the game on COC. So the Renegades will go back to work offensively. Chacon trying to go to her left. Fouled by Townsend. Away from the basket on the floor. Second foul on COC. First on Townsend. And we'll get our first substitution for the Cougars as Jasmine Washington checks in. Nice as Scott comes off the floor for Bakersfield. And they bring out Jessica Owens. Renegades tried to work it inside to Tori Robertson, and Saloom just reaches out a big right hand and swipes it away. It's a great steal from Lulu Saloom off the inbound play, and the Cougars back to work offensively. Here's Washington. Now Townsend, three, no good. Fables the offensive board, but the Cougars can't do anything with it. She tried to throw it back inside and couldn't get it there. The turnover on Bakersfield. The Cougars will go back to work offensively once again. Townsend in the offensive front court will send it to Tolentino on the far side. She'll kick back. Townsend corner three on the way from in front of the Bakersfield bench. Off the front of the rim, rebound Renegades. They'll run the floor back the other way, trying to work on a fast break. And a double dribble going to be called against Laura Arcica, as they say she did not get the ball swiped out of her hand. She just lost it, picked it back up, dribbled it again. So the Cougars back to work. Washington short from the corner on a three. Renegades back the other way offensively. Tolentino got a hand in the passing lane and tipped it out. It'll be Bakersfield basketball, inbound from just in front of the COC bench. Substitution coming. Chacon off the floor. Billington back onto the floor. Sometime Enriquez was driving, dumped it back to Robertson, although she looked like she had a lane. Robertson then worked for a shot but missed it as it was altered by Saloom, trying to go over the top of her. Cougars back the other way. Washington to Fables up top on the far wing. She'll put it on the floor. Stops from about 20, short off the front of the rim. Easy board for Billington, who will bring it ahead. Got it to Enriquez. Sends up a little runner that doesn't fall. Saloom an easy rebound. She'll dribble herself out of trouble. Wants to run the floor here. Saloom with the left hand driving. Dumps it to Tolentino. And she missed on a little short jumper from about 6 feet. Saloom created that. I'm surprised she didn't finish it. Maybe just didn't have the ability to get the ball cleanly in her hands. Back the other way, Jessica Owens finishes on a nice fast break from Bakersfield. Makes it a 3-point game at 7-4. Fables stripped from behind by Owens. She'll run the floor back the other way. Fables trying to chase her down. Does not. An easy lay-in. Owens with back-to-back buckets. All of a sudden, it's a 1-point game as the Cougars look a little out of sorts here late in this first quarter. Haven't really been able to knock much down. Just 3 of 13. so far from the floor. Bakersfield 3 of 10 here early on. As Owens leads the way with 4 points for all scorers on the floor. Washington gets a finish underneath for COC and breaks a little 6-0 Bakersfield run. Here's Jenna Billington. She's hollering out directions, got the ball over towards Enriquez. She drives, kicks it back. Arcega, a 12-footer that doesn't go. The Cougars can't control it, though, as it went off of both Saloom and Townsend. And we'll get Townsend off the floor, Satamian on the floor. And I'm not shocked to see that here with 2:16. Townsend coming off of a little bit of a leg injury from a couple of weeks ago. Didn't play in the Cougars' last home game against Glendale. She's back on the floor for the LAVC game, but Cougars just came up a little bit short, as we talked about. Saloom dribbled that one off her own knee, so it's turnover on College of the Canyons. Back the other way comes Bakersfield. Here's Isis Scott. She'll send it up top to Enriquez, over to Billington, onto the near side to Jessica Owens. Owens wanting to drive, now will put up a shot that hit the side of the backboard and goes out of play. It'll be Canyons basketball. You look for Bakersfield this year, Arcega averaging 9.7, Enriquez averaging 15. Those are kind of the two that make things go, as the Cougars are going to take a timeout here with 1:14 to go. Remember, if you have an online business or a local business here to Santa Clarita and you'd like to promote your spot to our crowds, please give us a call, 661-362-3491. The athletics department can help you out. You can put up a banner here at the Cougar Cage, maybe at Cougar Stadium or the Cougar Soccer Facility, maybe a commercial or a live read here on the Cougar Sports Network. Help us keep the lights on, the cameras rolling for next year. And sponsor COC Athletics. 9-6 in favor of College of the Canyons, 1:41 to go here in the first. Cougars a 7-0 run to open up. Bakersfield a 6-0 run to get themselves back within one. Leaves us now to 3-point game after the last make from COC. As here's Fables. We'll drop it to Tolentino. Back over to Fables. Saloom so far without a bucket here in the game. Cougars have not been able to get her loose down low. Bakersfield doing a good job marking her. Another missed three. And a ball out off Satami, and it'll be Bakersfield basketball. So the Cougars, we've seen this before here at College of the Canyons. Cougar Cage, sometimes the Cougars seem to have a little bit of trouble. The last game that they kind of pulled this similar was actually a game against LA Valley on January 4th. The Cougars were something awful. It was like 1 or 2 for their first 14. It was a really bad first quarter. They ended up losing that game, 59-39. Find themselves with a 3-point lead as Washington will put up a 20-footer straight away, and it's good. Back-to-back buckets for Jasmine Washington. It's back to an 11-6 Canyons lead. Largest lead has been 7, excuse me. This one is 5 as the Cougars go back, or the Renegades, pardon me, go back to work on the offensive side. Enriquez with the basketball, working to her right, got around Washington. Little foul line runner is good. Makes it 11-8 with 25 seconds to go. Fables working off the Saloom screen. Stops up, kind of put a hand in the air. Got it to Saloom, back to Washington. Steps into a 3, too much on it. Offensive board for Saloom, and she's fouled on the offensive rebound with 9.9. So the Cougars will inbound from underneath the basket inside the Bakersfield end. Down to Satamian. Works to Tolentino, 5 to shoot. Now back to Satamian, drives, runner off glass is good. Satamian with the bucket. The Cougars will take a 13-8 lead into the first quarter break. We'll step aside here on the Cougar Sports Network. COC 13, Bakersfield 8.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Canyons with a 13-8 lead as we go to the second quarter. The Cougars will start with the basketball. Mabless going to work for COC. Now Saloom, who wanted to drive, got it back to Tolentino. We'll send it back up top to Saloom. The Cougars will work on the offensive side once again. All along the perimeter so far, Fabless, a jumper from the top of the key. That was short, didn't find the mark. It goes out off of COC, so it'll be Bakersfield basketball here. Enriquez is three. Renegades get the offensive board as Robertson comes away with it. Now Enriquez once again wanted to drive. She's been quiet so far, just 2 points. They work inside. Robertson stops up, kicks it back. Billington, a three from deep is good. Beautiful shot from Billington, makes it a 2-point game as it's 13-11 COC. Billington doesn't often light up the scoreboard. Just a 24% three-point shooter this year. The average is 5.1 per game. Knocks down the three to make it a 2-point game. Here's Saloom. No points in the first quarter for Saloom. Little runner is good that time, though. Her first bucket of the ball game comes almost 12 minutes in. It's 15-8 or 15-11 Canyons here. After Saloom, who started the night off cold, 1 of 2 from the floor, but already has 5 rebounds in the ball game. Hits her first bucket. Here's Robertson, wanted to just dump it off. Scott came over to it. She'll send it to the far side, but it was over the top of Jenna Billington. It'll be COC basketball. Saloom, good pass underneath. Sergic, though, with a wide open look, couldn't get it to fall. Beautiful pass from Saloom that time. Had Sergic wide open under the basket. She just kind of put a little bit too much on it. So missed opportunity for Canyons. Bakersfield back to work offensively here. Driving was Enriquez. Sergic with the interception on the pass. Fabless back the other way for COC. She'll work it into the front court for the Cougars as they go to work on the offensive side. Satamian inside Sergic. Tried to dribble it down low, had it poked out. Good defense that time by the Renegades. Fast break it back the other way. Miss off the glass from Scott. Offensive rebound, Arcega, no. Saloom rips it away from a couple of Renegades. And the Cougars will run the floor back the other way. Here's Tolentino speeding ahead. Bounce past Sergic, far block. Gets inside. Travel going to be called, though, as she shuffled her feet to try and get around Billington. It'll be a turnover on COC. It'll be Bakersfield basketball. Alicia Chacon checking in for Bakersfield. Cougars get a takeaway. Good steal from Fabless. Just runs it down the floor. Missed on a layup that was uncontested, but got her own rebound and put it in. Enriquez didn't contest the first one, thinking it was an easy bucket and didn't really want to foul Fables, and Fables able to get it back off the miss and put it back in. Saloom trying to steal it away from Robertson. Got it after it went off the bottom of the backboard on a shot from Robertson, and the Cougars will bring it back into the front court. Tolentino, early shot clock 3, short. Sergic, the offensive board, fouled on the putback opportunity. I believe the foul going to be against Felicia Chacon, and it's going to send Natasha Sergic to the line. Sergic this year, 23% foul shooter. 0 for 2 from the floor, 0 for 1 from the floor so far. Misses on the first free throw attempt. It's a 6-point COC lead, 6:23 to go here in the first half. Second for Sergic is good. So make it 18-11 in favor of College of the Canyons. Back to a 7-point lead, which has been their largest of the day. Billington will put it on the floor, trying to get around Satamian. Fouled by maybe Tolentino. We'll see who they give it to. I think it might have been Hannah Tolentino that time on a reach. And it was Tolentino, and it's going to send Billington to the line for a pair of foul shots. Jenna this year, 37% foul shooter, misses on the first. Bakersfield as a collective this year, shooting just 59% from the charity stripe as Billington makes 1 of 2, back to a 6-point game. Renegades have trailed the whole way. Cougars out to a 7-0 run to open as Fables off glass and good. Fables all of a sudden with 6. Largest lead of the night for COC at 8, 20-12. Swatted out of play. So Renegades will keep the basketball. Billington, 3 from the wing on the near side, no. Saloom skies and brings it down. Dribbles it out of trouble herself, brings it into the front court. And we'll slow things up. Works off the Fables screen, but Fables going to be called for an offensive foul on a moving screen. That got John Wismath up off the bench to talk to the officials. Fables was in the right position, and when she got run into, she kind of backed up. She kind of got run into a little bit high, but you got to keep those feet planted. If anything, if she'd fallen backwards, she might have drawn a foul on Bakersfield for running through the screen. Said it's a turnover on COC, and the Renegades back to work. Arcega trying to drive, ran into the wall of Lulu Saloom, put up a shot that missed. Satamian back the other way on a fast break. Fables trying to back her way in and puts it home. 10-point lead, even 10 for COC, 22-12. Favor of the Cougars. As all of a sudden Fables with 8. Most of them coming in the last couple of minutes. Arcega got it over to Scott. Scott wants to take Saloom off the dribble, spins back, is fouled by Saloom, and will get herself to the line. Saloom a little bit too aggressive that time, but I mean, this year she hasn't done anything wrong at all this year, just about. She's been so very good. 30th in the state in blocks with 30 coming into the game. We've already talked about some of the other numbers for. She plays on average 36 minutes a game, which is 6th most in the state. The only one that's close in terms of COC players that gets there is actually Monique Fables, who's 11th. She averages 35.9 minutes per game. Talked about Saloom being 13th total in minutes. She's 73 of 88 from the foul line this year, which is 23rd most free throws. She's 11th best foul shooter in the state this year, shooting 80% from the charity stripe. Talked about the rebound game already. She's got 88 rebounds on the offensive side this year coming into today's game. She's already added 2 more, so an even 90 now in the year. In the defensive game, the assist game has been there as well this year. 67 assists coming into today's game. She'll work with the basketball. Had it taken right out of her hands, stolen by Isis Scott. Back the other way comes Billington. She'll put it inside, an easy lay-in for Arcega. So a little 3-0 run for Bakersfield after a split at the foul line. Fablesse called for the offensive foul. Arcega able to draw it. Had her feet outside the restricted area. Second foul on Fablesse. Second offensive foul on Fablesse. Saloom will check out for a spell. 3:42 to go here in the first half. 22-15, COC out in front. Lead has been as large as 10 today. It's down to 7 at the moment. Here's Billington. Sent it over to Scott on the near side. Dribbles around Tolentino. Got to the basket, put one up, wildly missed. Satamian had the rebound for a moment, and I believe Scott's going to be called for a foul here. Jasmine Washington checking back in to take over for Natasha Sergic. The Cougars go back to work with the basketball. Fablesse sneaks inside, lays it home. Back to a 9-point COC lead. Three from Arcega that doesn't fall. Satamian back the other way quickly as the Cougars wanted to run the fast break, but Satamian just took a little bit too much time. The jump ball tie-up, it's Bakersfield basketball. And to give the Renegades a lot of credit. Nice is Scott running all the way back to try and get the steal and creates the tie-up. Bakersfield go back to work here, trailing by 9. They go with the basketball. Arcega working to her right. Actually, excuse me, this is Enriquez working to her right. Now trying to get it inside. Good pass, Arcega. Arcega maybe could have put it up. Instead ran into Jessica Owens, tried to dish it to her and turned it over. Cougars back the other way. Townsend had it stripped out of her hands, but it went to Satamian. Back to Townsend, will back things off and control. Satamian. That early shot, but hasn't done much since. There's Tolentino quiet so far today. Now Satamian trying to take Owens off the dribble, dumps it off to Washington. She'll put up an 18-footer that rattles home. Washington having a heck of a night so far. 6 points for her, an 11-point Canyons lead. So the largest lead of the day is Washington with 6, one off her season high. Here's Enriquez. Misses. Enriquez just 1 for 6 from the floor here. It's been held to 2 points. Remember, she's the leading scorer for Bakersfield this year. Averages double figures is April Townsend with a bucket. The Cougars have pushed the lead once again to 13. Largest lead of the night with 1:12 to go. Tipped out off of COC. It'll be Bakersfield basketball. Cougars have led the whole way. Had a 7-0 run to open up. Enriquez, 16-footer that doesn't fall. Offensive foul on Jessica Owens, going over the top of Nat Satamian. And with 59.5 to go here in the first half, the Cougars will inbound from underneath their own basket. Cougars outscoring the Renegades here in the second quarter, 15-7. Good bounce pass inside. Washington has her season high at 8 as she lays it home on a beautiful pass from Towson. And the Cougars all of a sudden with a 15-point advantage. Foul goes against Faye Bless, going to be her third. That's going to bring Emma Garcia up off the bench. Since Faye Bless to the bench with 37.5, and I would imagine we don't see her for a little while into that third quarter. As Enriquez to the line, 75% foul shooter this year. First of 2 is good. Breaks a little 6-0 COC run. Second is good as well. Cougars will work with the basketball. Garcia directing some traffic. Enriquez tight right on her. They got it to Satamian. 9 to shoot. Kicks it over. Saloom back into the game. A 3. Rattles in and out. Satamian swatted the ball out after Arcega and her both went up into the air for it. It'll be Bakersfield basketball, 10.3. So Owens quickly into the front court. Billington in the near side corner, moves back up to the wing. Got it over to Robertson, drives, stops, pops, misses, and that's the end of the first half. Cougars will take a 30-17 lead into the break, a 13-point advantage for COC. We'll step aside. Second half action when we come back here on the Cougar Sports Network. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
The future is yours. So let College of the Canyons help you get ready, reset, and go for it. Get ready for transfer, the workforce, or take your skills to the next level. Visit canyons.edu/schedule.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
If our turkey had a resume, it would say it's 99% fat-free, filler-free, and raised without antibiotics. But our turkey already has its dream job at Jersey Mike's. Premium meat makes a sub above.
The future is yours, so let College of the Canyons help you get ready, reset, and go for it. Get ready for transfer, the workforce, or take your skills to the next level. Reset your career and get back to work quickly. Go to college for $46 per unit, 0 textbook cost class options, and apply for your share of financial aid. With convenient class times, flexible on-campus or online options, and free tutoring, the future is yours at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule.
Welcome back in Cougar Sports Network as we get ready for second half action. COC with a 30-17 halftime lead. Cougars got 10 points out of Monique Faiblesse, leading all scorers on the floor. Jasmine Washington, 4 of 5 from the floor to open up here today. 8 points has surpassed her season high. Nice performance from her off the bench. On the other side, Jessica Owens, Elisa Enriquez, and Jenna Billington, all with 4 points for Bakersfield. As it'll be Canyon's ball to open up in the third quarter, in the second half here. Cougars attacking the goal to our right here in the second as we are underway. Second half action. COC at Bakersfield. The third quarter gets to work. Saloom, who was quiet in the first 20 minutes of play, just 2 points, but 8 boards. Had the ball for a moment of foul on Bakersfield. Saloom, you look, this year, we've talked about so many numbers from her already, and she just hasn't had a good start today, but 15 double-doubles. I believe it's something like 7 in a row. 8 of 9 as a miss from Satamian off of 3, so the Cougars empty on their first time down. And then a foul as Tori Robertson driving to the basket, able to draw one. I believe it's going to go against Natalie Satamian. It'll be her second. And it'll actually send Tori Robertson to the line. Robertson this year, a 44% foul shooter. 4th trip to the line for Bakersfield today. Cougars have only been to the line for a pair of shots. So far in the ball game, it's been a low event game in terms of fouls. 8 fouls on COC, 5 on Bakersfield. The first 20 minutes as Robertson makes 1 of 2. It's back to a 12-point game. Saloom will work it around. Saloom should have taken that one. That even got a arm raise out of John Wismath. Townsend misses. Tolentino the putback, no. Then Tolentino called for the foul. And it'll be Bakersfield basketball. Saloom being very unselfish today, and that's not necessarily what John Wismath is looking for. Especially on chances where she's got an open look. She works against Robertson here defensively. Robertson inside. Arcega misses. Rebound on the floor. Tied up Bakersfield ball after the possession arrow change. Trying to get the shot clock reset here. So it currently says 0. Tim Dugan, our clock operator, trying to get it set back up. And the shot clock will be at 7 here for Bakersfield. They'll get it in to Scott. Up top, Billington. Over to Enriquez. Corner 3 is good from Enriquez. Lisa Enriquez all of a sudden with 7 points. The Cougars miss quickly in the shot clock on the other side. It's a 9-point Canyons lead. It was 13 at the break. It's been as much as 15 in the ball games. Here's Robertson around Saloom, no good. Towson able to come away with the rebound. Outlets to Faiblesse, who will run it ahead for COC. Shot clock never got reset. Not sure what's going on with the shot clock. 3rd time today we've had to stop it down. The trigger on it's not quite working the way they want it to down there. The boys will get it working. So here's Satamian with the ball. Gets it to Saloom. Robertson right on top of her. Saloom will put it on the floor. Drives, stops. 10-footer is good. Nice shot from Lulu. First bucket of the second half for COC. Just the second bucket of the day for Saloom. The Cougars get a steal. Satamian dribbling out of trouble. Throws up a wild shot. She's fouled. She'll go to the line. So Satamian will go to the line for a pair of shots. She'll knock down the first. Second for Satamian is good as well. Satamian this year a 65% foul shooter, so it's 34-21 COC. So just like that, the lead back up to 13. Arcega dribbled it off of Tolentino, went right to Fables. Cougars run the fast break. Satamian, a layup is good. Satamian all of a sudden with 8. Cougars nearly get another steal. It's on the floor. It'll be a jump ball tie-up, and Canyons will get the ball back. Good work that time by Satamian. So 36-21, lead back to 15 for COC. Been their largest of the day so far. It's Fables driving, dumps Tolentino underneath. Easy bucket for Hannah Tolentino, just her first bucket of the day. She's 1 for 6. The Cougars have stretched it to a 17-point advantage. Here's Enriquez wanting to drive. Saloom able to stop her up. Dropped it in the handoff for Robertson. Turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound, Satamian. Able to get it to Tolentino. Now to Fables. Ahead, Townsend. Townsend driving to the block, throws one up. Blocking foul. Score it, and the foul for Townsend, I believe. Yep, scored in the foul. Townsend puts it in. And the Cougars on a run here after Bakersfield got it started on a 4-0 run. The Cougars since a quick 10-0 spurt for COC. An 11-0 spurt makes it a 20-point game. 41-21. So that's Townsend's 5th point of the ball game off the free throw. And the Cougars have started to stretch this one out. Here's Enriquez. She'll put up a deep 3. Wow, what a shot from Elise Enriquez. Doesn't get much deeper than that. That was Steph Curry range. She just stared down the defender and put it over the top of her. Satamian fouled by Arcega here. I think Satamian might have gotten lucky on that one. So I'm not sure Arcega did much but lean away from her. Is Townsend a 3? No. Tolentino, the putback is there. Back to a 19-point Canyons lead. Fables trying to get a steal, couldn't quite get it. And it'll be Bakersfield ball once again. Renegades go back to work. Chacon working to her left this time. Dumps it off Robertson. Fouled by Townsend on the reach. Was blocked by Saloom on the put-up. So the block does not count for Saloom. Instead, it's a foul on Townsend. Her second. Fables out there with 3. Isis Scott off the floor has 3 as well. Not sure. Lisa Enriquez is kind of squatting, and I think maybe just trying to stretch out a little bit. Is at the line is Robertson. Misses the first of 2. Tori, a 44% foul shooter this year. Misses on both. Arcega, the offensive putback, is there. The Bakersfield just trying to claw away a little bit. Trailing by 17 here. For COC, just trying to keep him at the distance. Sure you work into good sets here as Faiblesse off the dribble, steps into a 16-footer that's short. Easy rebound, Chacon. Dribbles it out of some trouble. Paula Dahl has her arms out looking for a foul, didn't get it. Now Enriquez, poked by Satamian, then fouled by Satamian running back to it. Satamian immediately running over towards her own bench. It's the third on Natalie Satamian, so now the Cougars need to think about a little bit with her and Faiblesse both with 3 fouls. Sure they'll stay on the floor with 4:32 and a 17-point lead, but things to think about as Enriquez makes the first of 2. Looks like Natasha Sergic gonna come in. All of a sudden a 15-point game. Is Satamian gonna come off the floor? Sergic back in. Saloom will dribble it out of some trouble and drop it for Faiblesse, who will bring it up the floor into the front court between the circles. We'll move it to Saloom. Crossover dribble around Robertson, kicks it back to Tolentino. She put it on the floor, got it back to Saloom, works off the screen, sends it to Sergic. She'll swing it back to Faiblesse, who will drive baseline, and a blocking foul called against Arcega. It's the first foul, or the second foul against Arcega in the ball game. Cougars just 1 of 14 from 3 today, 17 of 40 from the floor. This is a Canyons team that shoots about 36% from 3. Or excuse me, 26% from 3 this year, which is 47th best in California. Faiblesse makes 1 of 2. Usually have a little bit better of a run, but just struggled from beyond today. As Faiblesse a pair of foul shots. Monique now with 12 leading the way. 3-pointer, Billington is good. So just when the Cougars had stretched it out to 20, Bakersfield on a little run of their own gets themselves back within 14. It's Washington inside, Sergic off glass, no good. Enriquez quickly back up the floor. Billington, wing 3, no. Missed on the near side. Saloom with the rebound. She'll run it ahead. Drives up. Dumps it off underneath to Sergic, who got it blocked from behind. Sergic then falling down to the floor. Ball tied up on the floor. And it's Bakersfield basketball. So the Renegades trailing by 14 with the basketball once again. Billington driving baseline. Dumps it back, Robertson into the painted area. Kicks it over. Chacon, put it on the floor, put it over the top of Saloom, no good. Sergic an easy board. Faiblesse with the basketball will work back the other way for COC. She'll slow things up, guarded tightly by Owens. Sends it to Saloom, slips Robertson, drives to the paint. Dumps it off underneath. Sergic wanted to go up with it, had it blocked, got it back, threw it off of a Renegade, and out of play. The Cougars will keep the basketball here. Saloom going to check out. Satamian back in, 2:36 to go here in the third. Washington, who was hot in the first half with 8 points, on 4 of 5 shooting. We'll get it back to Faiblesse, leading the way with 12 for COC. Enriquez has 12 for Bakersfield as Faiblesse has to put up a deep 3 that missed by about 10 feet. So a shot clock violation on Canyons. But Bakersfield turns it over trying to get it inside. Or no, they didn't turn it over. It was deflected by COC. I thought it was just a straight throw out, but it was not, so it'll stay with Bakersfield here. Arcega inside. Robertson over the top of a couple of defenders is good. Well, look now, a 12-point game. Bakersfield had it as close as 1. Cougars have gone ice cold. And a foul on Sergic. Townsend and Garcia on the floor now for COC. Tolentino and Sergic off the floor for College of the Canyons. Remember, men's basketball coming up after this. COC and Bakersfield on the men's side. Cougars coming off of a thrilling victory against LA Valley College in overtime. Both those games at Valley overtime games between the men and the women. As Arcega makes the first of 2. Bakersfield can get it back within 10. Arcega makes both. All of a sudden, the Renegades find themselves in striking distance. The Cougars had gone on a nice run to open up. They went on a 11-3 run to open up, but Bakersfield on a run of their own right now has it back within 10 with 1:42 to go here in the third quarter. Timeout on the floor, 30-second timeout. Don't forget, save the date, March 29th, 4:30 p.m. Santa Clarita Performing Arts Center, the Hall of Fame comes back to College of the Canyons, honoring our class of 2023. 1986 state championship, unfortunately, I can't read the screen. I think it says 1986 state championship baseball team. 96-97 state runner-up women's basketball team. 2007 state finalists from the women's volleyball side. Then Chris Lowe, the athlete, a track and field athlete, and of course Harlan Perlman, who passed away this year. Fortunately, long-time COC women's basketball assistant coach under Greg Herrick. Get honored posthumously this year. It'll be a nice little, hopefully, pick-me-up for the family, as Harlan was such a big part of this women's basketball program during his time with COC, and was a part of that 96-97 team as well. The Cougars with 3 to shoot. Satamian misses. A shot clock violation against College of the Canyons. Billington a 3, no. Saloom stepped on the end line. Bakersfield back to work with the basketball. Enriquez a 3, no good. Robertson a foul coming over the top of Saloom. Both teams in the bonus here in the third quarter, so Saloom going to go to the line. Lulu today, just 4 points, 2 of 4 from the floor. Already has 10 rebounds. Lulu, an 80% foul shooter on the year. He's very solid from the line. Makes the first of two. Second is no good, misses long. Rebound Arcega, quickly ahead Billington. She'll dribble it back and get it to Chacon. It's back to 11-point lead for COC. Robertson with the ball, off the miss. An offensive reset for Bakersfield here. Robertson wanting to drive baseline against Saloom. Got it to Chacon at the foul line, working against Fabless. Back to Robertson, wanted to dump it off underneath, but it went into the hands of Natalie Satamian. Shot clock is off, 20 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Satamian comes across the timeline, got it to Fabless. The Cougars maybe will work for the last shot here the third quarter and go 2 for 1 as they have the possession arrow in their favor. Townsend got it to Saloom. Saloom with 5 to the foul line, gets it into the corner. Satamian, a 3 is good. And that will end the third quarter. Satamian on a high note, a 3-pointer, and COC has stretched the lead once again. 49-35 at the end of 3. Fourth quarter action, we come back.
Meet Nigel Terry. In 2018, UCLA Health made him Laker for a day. Not because he beat cancer once, he beat cancer twice. He inspired us to push, to make the impossible possible. Because that's what Nigels do. And the world needs more Nigels. UCLA Health.
So Canyons will go back to work at the basketball here as we start the fourth quarter. Fabless will dump inside Saloom off a little bit of a broken play, and Saloom gets an easy bucket. So back up to a 16-point advantage for COC. Saloom now all of a sudden approaching a double-double. Has 7 points in the ball game. Robertson misses on a lay-in. Saloom might have altered it just a touch. Satamian, corner 3 is good. Back-to-back threes for Satamian. And the Cougars quickly on a 5-0 run. It's back to a 19-point advantage. Owens, a deep 3 on the other side is good. From the corner from Owens. So matches a Satamian 3. Saloom fouled. Foul goes against Chacon. Nice to Scott back in. Cougars will keep the basketball here. Leading by 16. Satamian might as well keep going. She's red hot, knocks down another one. To a 19-point advantage. Satamian now with 17 in the ball game as a foul on the other side of the floor goes against Faiblesse. It's going to be the 4th against Monique. So now Monique going to have to be a little cautious with 4 fouls. 8:32 to go. Enriquez makes the first of 2. Enriquez makes them both. Timeout called by Bakersfield. It's a 30-second timeout. Faiblesse was coming off the floor, I believe, as Jasmine Washington was going to take over. We'll stay here with the 30-second timeout. Folks, if you're hungry, make sure you stop in by the nearest Jersey Mike's. Grab a classic number 7, turkey and provolone. Get it on the rosemary cheese bread. It's so very good. Make sure you get it Mike's way. My preference is to add avocado. Jersey Mike's, a sub above, one of our great partners here at COC. (57-40) COC leading. It's Canyons basketball out of the timeout. There was some confusion as to who was to get the ball. It would be COC as Bakersfield made a pair of foul shots. Renegades in a full court press here to start. Cougars, Satamian trying to dribble out of the trouble, and she does. Satamian drives, dumps it inside Saloom, tipped out by Arcega. We'll stay with COC. So there's Townsend with the basketball for COC, working to her right. Wanted to dump it to Washington off a little screen and roll, and Washington hadn't moved off the screen quite yet. And John Wismath comes up and barks out some orders to April Townsend and says it was a little too early. She hadn't quite moved off the screen quite yet. So a little miscommunication, a turnover on COC. It's a 17-point advantage, 57-40. Inside of 8 minutes to go. It's been a slow second half. As Bakersfield nearly turns it over. Robertson wants to send it to Owens. Owens nearly falling out. Got it back to Robertson. Up top, Enriquez drives, kicks to Arcega. Arcega stopped her dribble, got it back up Robertson. It's going to be a shot clock violation on Bakersfield. Good defense that time by Canyons. Able to keep everything along the perimeter, force some errant passes, and the Cougars force the turnover. Satamian now with the basketball for COC. Work it into the front court, standing between the circles. She'll call for Townsend, who will drop it to her, and Townsend will go to work offensively. Sends it to Satamian, who's been hot from 3 here in the fourth quarter. Good extra pass from Saloom, finds Tolentino, misses long on a 3-pointer. Bakersfield back the other way. Owens able to dribble out of some trouble, got it back over. Enriquez, a 3 is good, banked it off the glass. Enriquez heating up here a little bit. Talked about her averaging 15 points a game. She's got 17 here today. Trying to get Bakersfield back within striking distance once again. They trail by 14. Saloom couldn't handle the pass. Cougars trying to get it into her. It's had a quiet day so far. Enriquez, another deep 3, this time too strong. Owens trying to get the rebound. Could not, but it went off of Hannah Tolentino. It'll be Bakersfield basketball. Renegades trying to climb all the way back here. Jessica Owens will work to her left. Enriquez back to the painted area. Dumped it off. Scott trying to spin. Got it back to Owens. Owens now driving. Got around Townsend. Layup no good. Easy rip for Saloom. She'll just run the floor back the other way. Was fouled coming up the floor. A little shoulder check that time by Isis Scott. That'll be her fourth. Felicia Chacon going to come back in to take over for Scott. So the Cougars will inbound from in front of their own bench. Inbound went off of Satamian. It's almost like she wasn't ready for it. It's a tight corner inbound from Tolentino, so the Cougars just turn it over. 14th turnover in the ballgame on COC. It's Enriquez heating up from three, knocks another one down. Bakersfield back within 11. Cougars need to find a good look offensively here. Washington driving. Townsend off the pass, missed. Had to go up in the air to catch it and put it right back up off the catch and didn't get it to fall. It's a good look though for COC, just a little out of control on the shot. It'll be Canyons basketball on the turnover from Bakersfield. Bakersfield on a 6-0 run. Cougars a little disjointed without Fabless on the floor. They get it ahead to Townsend, who drives and draws the foul. April Townsend will get herself to the line, try and break it's actually a 7-0 Bakersfield run. Enriquez with 20, leading all scorers on the floor. 5 of 14 from the floor, 4 of 8 from 3. Perfect 6 for 6 from the line. As Townsend makes 1 of 2. Townsend 1 off of double digits, has 9 points in the ball game. Give her an even 10 as she makes both. Back to a 13-point advantage for COC. Chacon couldn't keep her plant foot down. It's a travel, and it's Canyons basketball. Tolentino, Cougars along the perimeter. They try and work it into Washington, who's fouled on the inlet play. It's going to go against Arcega. It's going to be the 4th on Arcega. She'll check out. Jenna Billington back in the ball game. Tolentino will send it in. Satamian on the catch will put up a 3, and it's good. Satamian has made her last 4 3-point attempts. The Cougars get another takeaway. Townsend out of trouble. Gets it to Tolentino. An easy layup that doesn't fall. Got it back, put it up, got fouled, and will go to the line. Cougars have missed a lot of those today. Really easy looks from just inside the painted area. Have not been able to make things fall, but yet they have a 62-46 lead. 30-second timeout. Cougars 24 of 54 today, 44% from the floor, just 5 of 20 from 3. And most of those coming from Natalie Satamian, who's got 20 points in the ball game, 4 of 6 from downtown. They're talking about, I believe, the last bucket for COC. And it's actually only a 2, so make it 61-46. Well, miscommunication from the officials here and the table. So Townsend's last was a 2, so she's got 19, or excuse me, Satamian's last was a 2, so she's got 19, not 20. Tolentino to the line. First of 2 is good. Tolentino, 58% foul shooter on the year. Cougars 9 of 11 from the stripe. 1 of 2 good. Cougars get the rebound. Tolentino gets the finish. Back to an 18-point advantage. Cougars get another takeaway. Satamian speeding ahead. Slows up, dumps it. Saloom for a 3 and a double-double, no good. Bakersfield back the other way. 3 on the other side. Boy, Luis Enriquez just has found her stroke here in the 4th. Give her a lot of credit for keeping Bakersfield somewhat in the game. Not quite tight enough to make a run, but still knocking down 3. She's got 23. An offensive foul called against Jasmine Washington as she dished the ball off and ran over Eliza Enriquez, or Lisa Enriquez, sorry. Fabless will check back in. It's the first foul on Washington. Saloom gets a takeaway as Chacon fell down. Saloom, a breakaway lay-in is good. Saloom now 1 off of a double-double once again. She's got 9. Remember, it's 8 of 9 games for Saloom with a double-double. I think something like 7 in a row as she gets another rebound. Outlets to Towson. Towson will get it up the floor and slow things up. Fabless did most of her work in the first half. 10 of her 12 in the first half. Gets it to Washington, who's looking for double figures and misses. Back the other way, Bakersfield. Billington stops up. Got it to Robertson. Spins around. Puts it off the backboard. No. Foul against Chacon. Will be a shooting foul, and it'll send Lulu Saloom to the line. .251 to go. Sergic will come in to take over for Washington. Saloom with 9 points, 14 boards. As an 80% foul shooter, 1 of 2 at the line today. As the first of 2 is good, ho-hum another double-double for Lulu Saloom, her 16th of the year. It's like clockwork. Saloom makes them both. Cougars back with a 19-point advantage, 68-49. It's the old saying, death and taxes are the only things guaranteed in life. Well, right now a Lulu Saloom double-double guaranteed as well. Foul going to be called against COC. Rory Robertson going to go to the line. Foul win against Towson. So with 2:44 and a 19-point lead, Robertson makes the first. Bakersfield crests 50, trails by 18. Just when the Renegades got themselves close, back down to 11, the Cougars able to stretch it back out again. A reset here for Bakersfield off the miss on the second. A little 3-0 swing as a runner from Enriquez is good. She's got 25 now. Again, just when the Cougars think they're pulling away, Bakersfield able to find a little bit more to make it a little bit more interesting. Although with 2:20 to go, the Cougars can hold the ball and just make sure they get good shots. Instead, they turn it over on an inlet pass to Sergey. Back ahead, Billington spins out of some trouble. Dumps it over Enriquez, looking for another 3, and she's got it. Give her 28. Well, of a sudden, it's a 13-point game once again, and now the Cougars got to go back to work offensively. Here's Sergic driving. Offensive foul as Arcega draws it. .90 seconds to go. Robertson able to slip Saloom and gets an easy bucket. Back to an 11-point game. So again, Canyons had a lead as much as 19 just a few moments ago, but Bakersfield on a little 8-0 run. And once again, Canyons needs to be a little cautious here, make sure they work for a good shot. Garcia fouled. She'll get a shooting foul and go to the line. I think this is, according to the stat sheet, the first 2 foul shots of the year for Emma Garcia. Has not been to the line at all. And if she has not made a foul shot. So she'll shoot a pair here. With 63 seconds to go in the ball game and an 11-point COC lead. First of 2 is good. Second from Garcia finds the mark. Just trying to keep it stretched out here. Satamian gets a takeaway. Tie-up going to be called, though. It's Bakersfield able to get on top of it. It's Bakersfield basketball. 48.9 to go. 13-point lead, so possessions at a premium here for Bakersfield. So get it into Billington. Look for Enriquez. She's had the hot hand here in the fourth quarter. Offensive foul and illegal screen against Arcega, and I believe that's going to send Arcega to the bench with her 5th. We'll actually bring Jessica Owens back in. Bakersfield's going to play to the final whistle. So the Cougars going to try and just run the clock down. Faye Bless had an open look for 3 and just decided, no, I'm going to dribble it back out. The Cougars can get this inside of 20 seconds here. Townsend a miss, or excuse me, Tolentino a miss. Satamian had the rebound, but it's taken away, and a run back the other way. Scott no good. Saloom with a garbage time rebound, gives her 15th rebound of the game. She'll dribble it into the front court. The Cougars will take the ball game. 70-57. Had a lead of 20 at one point. Bakersfield tried to keep it close, but the Cougars come away with another victory. They improve to 14-9 overall, 8-2 in conference play, keep themselves in the running for perhaps second, maybe even first in the Western States Conference, depending on what else breaks their way. A 70-57 win for COC. That'll do it for us here on the women's side. Switch over to the men's side on YouTube. Catch men's action at 7 o'clock here on the Cougar Sports Network. Thank you for joining us.